In a previous video, we looked into how we can display some basic information on our browser. So uplink text, you can quickly restart our environment. See, so that was size search environment. Environment is currently in Ev. To the root of my application. So let's run the server just to see what's up there. Okay, so let's run the migrations because I just deleted the DB file. Okay, so in our previous video, this is where we had reached. However, as you can imagine, this is not a very useful way to do things. We need to be able to make our app as dynamic as possible. So we need to be able to get data from the user and return data to the user, or get data from other sources and display it in one format or another in our application. So today we're going to look into models and how we can use models to actually store our data. So if you go to your home app, you'll see a models.py. So this is of course a module, the home module. This is from the init.py that is here. So when you look at our models.py, so we're going to be putting our models. So we are going to think about a sample application, say an application that we can use to register students. Now if we need to register students, there are certain fields that we need to consider. So first, let's start out by creating our students model. We're going to call it students. Students is going to extend Django's model. So this is of course how you carry out inheritance in Python. So you're going to probably need the full name field. We're going to need maybe the age of the student, probably their email, their interests, when they registered. So we're going to call it registration, registered date, and last update, so that you can know when is the last time that data about this particular student was changed. So that's almost all. Now of course you need to specify how that field is going to look like, and to do that all you need to do is to say from models dot, say for example full name looks like a character field, so we're going to call it a character field. Maybe give it a maximum of 200 characters. That, and so then we're going to look at the age field. So this is models dot integer. So probably age is an integer. Then we're going to look at email. So we're going to imagine that email is just an email field, so that we can have some validation provided by Django. Then interests. This is probably a text field because you do not want to limit the dreams of our students and them to have big dreams. So it's a text field. And we'll look at registered date. So this is a date field. Definitely a date field. So it's a date field. Okay. So same case here. Same case here. It's also a date field. Now when we specify fields like this, for example the character field has to have a maximum length. So our maximum length in this case is 200. Look at our registered date. This has special arguments, specifically auto. Now, so if we set this to true, then that means that whenever this model is changed, this registered date will also be automatically updated, which is a useful functionality because you don't have to continue coding this. However, someone gets only registered once, so this part is going to be false. However, you also have to record when you're registered, so that is when you are added. So I to now add, which is now true. When you look at the last update, then you are thinking about, and think about how to update in this particular case. You're thinking that we want this to be updated every time that this model is updated. So that's true. However, when the model is being created, then there's no need to update this. So this information is already captured by registered date. Okay. So let me just go back here. I have some typo here. Okay, so not need this A here, and not need this J. Okay. So we can look more into how this works, the fields. You just need to Google it up. So Django field types. Okay, so we have model field reference, which is just here. Then you look for field types. So those are field options. Let's look at field types. Yep, here they are. So here are field types. So there are quite a number of field types. Actually, the ID field is automatically generated, so you don't have to worry about how to uniquely identify your IDs. It will be automatically generated and appended to your model. So there's a table field that we have. So far we have used the char field, which of course takes in a maximum length, which first we provided the 200. We have not used this. We have used the date field, which provided the out to now and the out to now add, which you can check it here. Just make sure you check this documentation for it. We have used the text field. This is our text field. We use the email field, which of course provides validation for us, and so on and so forth. So you can look at all the fields that are provided by Django. Now, in some cases, once we have written our model, sometimes you might want to actually, for example, print it out, and we want to control what is going to be shown on the screen. So to do that, we provide this magic method called str. Then of course we pass in the self, since this is a instance level method. So when you get this, when someone prints it out, we want to return self dot say the full name. That's what I'm most interested in. Okay, so that's it. That's how you make our model. It's as easy as ABCD. So that you have built our model, how do you tell Django about it? It's quite simple. So just say python manage.py. Then you're gonna run make migrations. However, before we run that, let's quickly check the documentation for this so that you can see. Sorry. Oh yeah, I've not yet started an environment in this particular area, so always make sure you've started the environment. Sometimes I also forget to do that. So we have python manage.py, then make migrations. Let's just check out the documentation for it. Sorry. All right. So you can check out the documentation. So this is what it does. It creates for us the migration script. Okay, so now let's run make migrate. So that's python manage.py make migrations. Okay, so let's first get our initial models. Okay, so done. All right. So it seems our migration also was applied here. And you're good to go. So you can actually check out all migrations that have been done by doing this, and then at the end of it, a pending list. So this tells us all the migrations that have been done. So when we create a new model, it's going to be listed here. So you can see, for example, admin has these migrations, out has these migrations, content type has these migrations, home has these migrations, and so forth. Okay, so our data has finally been migrated. So let's do that. Let's get here. See you in the next lesson.